you get on the Cisco Champion program, you get early access to a lot of cool technology and a lot of cool processes. And to Jeremiah's point, Cisco actually wants to hear the feedback from the community. And I think we are the voices.
I'm assuming you also get like backstage stuff, access to stuff that's not released yet.
Cisco Insider User Group with the roadmap sessions and even the Champions Sunday, they had a lot of the tours going on. And we were able to come back here and you know, see the knock and the TV studio and all that stuff. And it's pretty crazy how much work goes into putting on a show like this.
It is.
It is. We saw the entire AI module way before it was released.
Yeah.
This time around, and on Sunday it was amazing.
Everyone, it's David Bobble coming to you from Cisco Live with two very special guests. Kenny, welcome. Jeremy, welcome. Great to have you guys here. This is very special to me because we at the Insiders booth, you both are part of Cisco Insiders, but two different groups, I believe. So perhaps you can tell us which group you're part of and sort of your journey to get there. So Kenny, let's start with you.
Right, that's great. First of all, it's just an honor to be here doing all this together. You're one of those OG on networking. And
appreciate it.
When I started my journey in networking and learning CCNA, your content was some of the things that I used to study and prepare for that. So
glad to hear that.
To be here is a pleasure. Yeah, I heard about the Cisco Champion many years ago, especially from the Cisco Networking Academy and the Learning Network. And that was something I always wanted to do, you know, like be out there, inspire people, get to know what's behind the scenes with Cisco products and technology. And one day I decided to apply. They accepted my application, and I've been in the Cisco Champion program for 3 years in a row. And it's been amazing.
I've actually been part of the Cisco Insiders back when it was the Cisco Gateway. I remember, you know, looking it up and saying, you know, what is this about, you know? And then they said, hey, if you become part of this, you can do challenges online and get points, go up a leaderboard. And I'm a pretty competitive person, so I was like, hey, let's try this out. And so ever since then, they became the global gateway where they brought all the countries together, you know, under one community, and then they became the Cisco Insiders. And I'm a part of a lot of the different Cisco Insiders. So they have the Cisco Insider User Group, which gets you into the roadmap sessions.
Yep.
And so those are really nice because here at Cisco Live, those are not recorded.
Oh, okay.
And so trying to make all those sessions, you know, that way you can plan your future projects, what they're coming out with. And then there's also things on there to where you can actually go out there and submit ideas, get them voted on. And there was actually 1 year that back when we were on Cisco Jabber, there was a feature that they were coming out with that, you know, Cisco's like, oh, we're not going to, this isn't on the roadmap anymore. And the community kind of came in uproar. And so Cisco turned around and said, okay,
that's cool.
Yep. We're listening to you guys. We put it on, and they actually came out with that feature. But also part of the Cisco advocacy, where they do have the online challenges. And last year I was actually at Cisco Live. I was the Cisco Insider Advocacy of the Year, and so that was pretty exciting.
So they had your pictures.
Yep.
On the walls.
My picture was on the wall.
Yeah,
last
I remember.
year.
There was another champion there too, but that's cool.
But yeah, it's a really nice community.
I'm glad you used the word community because from what I hear, I mean, I'd love to get your perspectives. You know, what do you really enjoy about being part of the group?
I can say that, you know, besides the networking that you do and all the great people that you get to meet, Jeremiah, yourself, you get on the Cisco Champion program, you get early access to a lot of cool technology and a lot of cool processes. And to Jeremiah's point, Cisco actually wants to hear the feedback from the community. And I think we are the voices, and we bring stuff to the table at that level. I can give you an example. Yesterday, we met with the Cisco U and the networking learning program director and a couple other people, and we were just talking about CCNA and how we can or what can they do to actually improve the training. And it was a great discussion because we got to tell them what we think, not necessarily they're lacking, but what we think could be helpful to make things better. Like maybe centralize all the resources that new people can use or leverage to acquire the CCNA. Let them know that DevNet exists. Let them know that dCloud exists. Let them know that they can practice using virtual equipment and Cisco Modeling Lab. All the information are things that we handle and we know, but being a champion, we get to tell Cisco that directly because we know that's what the community wants. That's what the new generation needs. And to me, that's very important.
And Cisco actually wants you to do that, right? They want you to give that feedback.
Yes, they want to hear us. They want us to participate, and they want to use this to evaluate how they're doing. And I think that's great. That says a lot about the organization.
I need to ask you, and then Jeremy, I want to come back to you. We saw each other. I think it was on Sunday, and we were joining a group that was doing a backstage tour of Cisco Live, which was great. But we were standing, and they were at the area where they were talking about HyperShield.
Yes.
And you were telling me, "Oh, I've already seen this." So you got to tell us that bit.
Oh yeah, a few more. HyperShield was just announced. And months before the announcement in the big conference, we already have the insight to that technology. And it was great to see a platform, the roadmap of a platform that is there to protect workload across cloud, bringing AI to the table, integrating multiple data points and connectivity points to protect the network. That was great, like seeing that.
But you saw it in advance, right?
Yeah, I saw it in advance, and maybe I'm oversimplifying the explanation, but of what HyperShield is. But it was great.
Yeah.
Because when you get to see it again, you already know what's going on.
Exactly. That's so cool.
You can ask questions based on the preconception or the understanding you have from previous conversations, and that's amazing.
And you're very competitive, you said. So you mentioned gaming. So can you talk a bit more about that?
So in the advocacy, you do different challenges in there, and a lot of the challenges really get you out with the other people in the community because they do case studies. Here's my story, and a lot of it's sharing on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
Call it X.
But or even sharing on LinkedIn, getting the word out there on everybody's story because everybody in this career is like-minded people. I mean, everybody's working on their projects. Everybody's got their struggles. Being able to hear other people's stories it's great because then you can relate to them, and then while you go check out their article and get the knowledge from it, boom, you got some points to go on the leaderboard and everything else. And right now, I believe I'm in 8th place globally on the leaderboard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool,
pretty
man.
good.
That's cool,
on
man.
the leaderboard. So, but yeah, and then you can trade in those points for, Cisco swag or, different things like Apple AirTags or, whatever they have on the rewards store.
And I mean, what I really love is I'm assuming you also get like backstage stuff, access to stuff that's not released yet.
Cisco Insider User Group with the roadmap sessions and even the champions. Sunday they had a lot of the tours going on, and we were able to come back here and see the knock and the TV studio and all that stuff. And it's pretty crazy how much work goes into putting on a show like this.
It is.
It is. We saw the entire AI module way before it was released.
Yeah.
This time around, and on Sunday it was amazing. It humbles you down. Even though you get access to all these things, it feels good to be taken into consideration for something of that nature, big like that.
Okay, guys, let's transition to talking about it. I want to get your personal stories. Both of you, we were joking offline, don't have millions of dollars in a trust fund or something. Can you tell me about your story? Because I think that's what's very inspirational for people who are watching. And it's the same for me. Cisco changed my life. Getting my CCNA all those years ago changed things for me. So can we start with your story? Like, how did you get into Cisco? What are you doing these days?
Went to college for my computer networking. Had a few jobs throughout college, and it started out as oh, you're the guy that knows about computers. Hey, can you work on ours?
Yep.
That's not your actual job role, but I helped out anywhere I could.
Yep.
Just get my foot in the door.
I love that. Yeah.
And so transitioning up to the different roles, different jobs, and stuff like that. That was in Colorado, and moved back up to Wyoming to be closer to family. and work for Wyoming Machinery Company. I'm the network administrator now, and this will actually be my 20th year
Wow.
at Wyoming Machinery, and I couldn't ask for a better role. I mean, the one thing is, when you're a small department, you wear a lot of hats. So even though I'm the network administrator, I work on switches, routers, wireless,
Yep.
UCSX. We just recently went to that. I work on the collaboration. So we just recently went over to WebEx calling. And you also take care of the Windows servers. And, and then you're also the upper tier for PC support.
Yep.
So you also have to support them.
Danny, what about you?
Well, in my case, I went to college for information science technology. I just, learn computer. Let's see what's going on with this. And one day, a friend of mine back then was a CCNA already. His name is Juan. He came over to me, we were talking, and he saw me studying some server stuff, and he's like, take that away from there. This is what you need to learn.
I love that. Well done.
And he told me about Cisco and stuff, and he's like, hey, networking, everything runs on the network. We need a network for everything. I was surprised. That's when I fell in love with ICND1, ICND2, and I acquired my CCNA back then. And it has been great. Getting my CCNA opened up a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities. I personally feel about a person that is certified in any type of technology, that is a person that you can trust.
Yeah.
It's a person that shows the work and dedication and commitment to complete tasks.
Yep.
And I wanted to be, a person of that nature. And that's why I keep on pursuing my ccnps, going after my CCIEs. And just Sunday, I recently took my CCDE written exam and I passed.
Dude,
Here.
Congratulations.
Here,
That is brilliant.
in
Well
life.
done. Congratulations.
In life, it's amazing. I love the technology. I think it has been an important journey for me, myself and my family. Many sleepless hours studying, practicing, taking on the hard task at work because I want to learn that technology. I want to see what's going on. What's the next step? I always want to be ready for when that new knowledge is needed. So I'm always one step ahead. I try to be. Technology changes all the time. It changes every day. Every day is day zero anyways. But I always try to stay ahead of the game. And the only expertise that I claim is learning. That's my only expertise.
Love it. So Jeremy, coming back to you, you've been in the game for a while, like me. I want you to talk to your younger self or someone who's watching, who's perhaps, beginning. What would you advise?
Technology is changing every day.
Yeah.
There's not a day I go by that I don't learn something new, and that feeling of the next challenge, the next opportunity. Learn a lot. Find what your niche is.
Yeah.
With me having a lot of hats, it is nice because you get a feel on everything.
A lot of things. Yeah.
If you can find what your niche is. For some people, it's better to concentrate on one form of things. So if you want to just do collaboration or just do networking or security, jack of many trades, master of none kind of thing. That's the way I feel right now.
I think we all feel that way. It feels like you can never stop learning, right? It just keeps coming at you.
Yep.
But that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes it exciting that you get to go to work every day and say, okay, what can I fix today?
I love that. Kenny, what about you?
I think Jeremiah has touched very important points, and I share some of his opinion there. But if I can simplify it, go learn something new every day.
I like it. Yeah.
Be curious about the technology.
Yep.
Most important than everything else, trust the process. It's gonna take time. You're not gonna understand that chapter you're studying. You're not gonna understand the technology you're practicing. Just trust the process. Put them away. Come back at it the next day with the same energy, with the same desire to become better at what you're doing.
Yep.
Define what success is for you. Define that, and after you define that, go after that.
Yep.
Don't stop. Every day is day zero. So what we knew yesterday is not gonna help us in today's world. So we always got to stay ahead of the game. And again, learn. Go out there and become an expert learning.
How do you handle tough situations like the network's on fire or people are screaming at you, like you're having a bad day. Any advice for someone who's like going through the rough of it?
That's hard because it happens a lot.
It's every day. Yeah. That's what we exist.
Sometimes you need to close your door. You need to take that, that 5 minutes.
Yep.
Take a breather. Take a time out and just, take it one step at a time. What can I, fix right now, just to get that one step closer to having everything fixed.
That's great. One thing I can add to that is trust the technology. We're putting this technology in, try to understand how it works. So when those days come, and they will, you are ready for it. Don't try to do everything manually. Don't try to hold the network on your shoulders. Try to understand the processes around the industry that you work with or the industry you work for, and trust this technology. Take one step at a time, like Jeremy said, and trust it. Just go slow.
And also, reach out to people you know.
I was going to ask you that because the community,
the
right?
community,
Yeah,
for
community.
Sure. Because there's surely someone else out there that has dealt with the same issue that you're running across, and they're like, oh yeah, here's a simple step, and boom, you're on your way.
Don't be afraid of asking questions.
Yep.
Ask questions. Don't be afraid. There's no stupid questions.
And that's what I tell my users. The only stupid question is the one not asked, because obviously the reason you're asking is because you don't have the knowledge.
Yep.
So that's how you get the knowledge.
And I mean, that's full circle back to insiders, right? That's why it's so great to be part of the community or to come to Cisco and meet like-minded people. Because I don't know if you've had this experience, but people ask me, what I do. And the first question is, have you heard of Cisco? And if they haven't heard of Cisco, then the conversation is, I work in IT or something general, right? But if you meet someone who understands Cisco technology, it's like you can relate.
You got to tell them I'm the OG routing and switching.
I love it. But the point is coming to Cisco Live, right? You meet like-minded people. You learn from one another. Part of insiders, you learn from one another.
And you win stuff.
Yeah, I like it. And you win stuff.
You win stuff. You get swag. Yes, that's cool. That's cool.
Guys, I love Cisco. I love the technology. But I think all of us perhaps have something else that we really enjoy. Jeremy, you were mentioning cars, I believe. Is that right?
Yep. Just before Christmas, I finally got my dream car. It's the Ford Focus RS.
Congratulations.
Nice little hot hatch. And I'm glad the people before me did all the engine work, because it makes like over 400 horsepower.
Wow.
All-wheel drive. I did do up a little YouTube channel.
You got to tell us about your YouTube channel. Come on, man.
I don't have a lot of videos on there, but I don't really do a lot of the engine stuff, but a few pieces. But I'm more into the tech side of things, obviously, in the tech field. But with underlights and the stereo and all that stuff. But yeah, if you want to check it out, it's WY Dream RS. Check out my videos, like, subscribe.
I like it. Yeah. It's funny. There's a guy in the UK. He does car builds. He takes cars that are crashed and he builds them, but he does crazy stuff. He's got an amazing channel growing like crazy. I think there's a lot of people interested in cars. So come on, I wish you all the best for the channel, man. So you don't build cars. Do you race them, or is it like the lights and the technology, or what's sort of your niche, or you're just experimenting?
Pretty much experimenting right now. It is my daily driver.
Oh, very cool.
But
so you can't break it.
Yeah, I can't really be too hard on it, but it definitely puts you in your seat. They do have some local events there in Casper, Wyoming, for like autocross, and I've taken it to a couple car shows over Memorial Day weekend.
Brilliant.
And yeah, just trying to get out there and enjoy it.
Love it. Danny, we were talking offline. We both study way too much, I think. But you also you've got like is it philosophy, I think?
Yes. Besides my regular technical life and all this stuff that I do, I enjoy working out. So going to the gym, lifting weights, punching bags, running around. It really it resets my mind.
Yeah, I was going to say it's good to do that, right? Because otherwise the stress from work can really get to you. You've got to do something else that you're passionate about, whether it's cars or gym or something.
Yes, you have to, because two things: aging and biology don't stop. So I'm not going to stop. Something else that I love doing, and this is something I've been doing for a couple of years now, is the study of philosophy.
Yep.
Ancient philosophy, pretty much. not so much to become some sort of scholar or professional on it, but just more to kind of, learn a little bit more about, human behavior, the human mind, and why we do things
Yeah.
the way we do.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius is one of my,
Yep.
my favorites.
Yep.
I still love Socrates, and I will definitely enjoy other ones that are pretty much contrary to those thoughts. But it's great. It's great to study something like that.
Very different to tech, man.
Yes, because it gives life a different perspective.
Yeah.
And you get to understand why things around the world happen the way they do. It also helps you to understand what's going on with the person next to you, and it makes life easier, I think.
Jeremy, you got to tell me something else though. You were telling us offline. I believe you flip houses. Is that right?
Yeah. So ever since my wife and I and my family moved back up to Casper, we started flipping houses. We'd move into it, fix it up a little bit, and then sell it. And then as we moved up the ladder and moved into the next house, it didn't always work out quite right with closing and on the houses, but probably over a span of 10 to 15 years, we probably done 11 to 12 houses.
That's really cool, man.
And there was one year we actually did 2 houses in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
And I do not recommend that because you get hit with taxes and other things. Yep. But yeah, so the house we're in now actually was a full blank basement, and basically built it from the ground up to where you got studs, electrical, the sheetrock, and it had a perfect room down there for a home theater. So that's one of my other hobbies. And I built the tier up and got the layered seating in there, 120-inch screen, and 9.4.2 surround sound.
Very cool.
And so yeah, I enjoy quite a bit of time down there.
And I'm hoping the houses got bigger and nicer as you flip them, right?
Well, he's building a theater in the basement, so he's gonna have his own theater there.
Are you going to stop that? Is this the forever house, as they call it, or forever home? Or
my wife says no because my kids are grown now.
Yep.
And once they move out of the house, my wife's like, what are we going to do with all this space?
Good point.
And so we're like, so it's on the fence right now whether we're going to move again, maybe to a smaller house. We'll see.
So guys, any closing thoughts? Kenny, I've got to start with you because you're the philosophy guy. So come on, share some of that philosophy.
All I'm going to say, and maybe I'm repeating myself, but I cannot get tired of stressing this thought. Learn every day, trust the process. Do not give up when you're learning new technology, when you're getting into the networking field, either development, automation, security, what have you. Trust the process, learn every day, and claim the only expertise that matter, the learning expertise.
Probably, when you're struggling, take it, minute by minute, day by day, and ask for help in the community. There's other people out there that are struggling with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely come join the Insiders.
Guys, I really want to thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming and talking to me.
Let's go.
Love it, man. We'll end with that. I love it.